Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Astrology Victoria. Today, with your host Tatiana, also broadcasting for ANN Archetypal News Network. And today, I have the astro weather for the coming week of December the 26th, all the way through January 1st. So, this is just the end of the year. And happy holidays to everybody. And as the year ends, we will be looking back a little bit at what happened this year. So next year, we can go into the new with a renewed sense of self, purpose, meaning, and goals and dreams. So let's get into it. Here it is. Okay, our astrology for the month. This week, we have the big piece that we need to talk about is the Mercury stationing retrograde and beginning its retrograde on December 29th. And this is important because this is a almost like a wrap up of a lot of themes. And as Mercury retrogrades in Capricorn, it will be asking us to review a lot of the Capricorn themes around our goals, our values, what we want for ourselves, and tying loose ends of things, rethinking ideas or procedures or our goals, reviewing our to-do list and reviewing our roadmap. That is going to be very important throughout the period where Mercury will be retrograding all the way to January 18th. So, not a good time, as we all know, during Mercury retrogrades to be doing or taking actions that are going to drastically change your life, because right now it's not really the time to begin all the new projects and ideas you have. This is really the very, very crucial point and part of this uh, cycle where we need to make sure everything's really in order before taking that huge leap. And then let's look at how this will play out for us. So, as you can see, and this is my idea of Venus in Capricorn still. You see, this is Venus that is conjunct Mercury still. As we think about what we're planning, remember last week, and if you have not watched last week videos, it's always good to understand what's going on from before, so you understand what's happening now. And what I was talking about last week as this Mercury, Virgo, what am I talking about? Venus is in Capricorn with Mercury together. And there is this capacity to reevaluate what we want and our goals. And it's almost like this love of getting serious about things that matter to us. It could be relationships, obviously, or even our own desires, because Venus rules over desires and what we attract and what we want and what we want to experience, what gives us pleasure. And it seems like getting serious about things gives us pleasure. And you see, here it's like there's all these ideas that are still in the background, but there's some kind of desire to get those things going. And because we've been talking about how when Jupiter entered Aries, there's again this like, okay, now I got it, let's go, yay. And there's still this like, wait a minute, we still need to finalize the little details and things like that. So we're still in that period of time. And I believe this is a crucial moment in our personal histories, because there's going to be massive changes coming up next year. So this is that time where we really need to get super mega clear. And as we move forward, the thing is like there is this sextile forming from Venus and Mercury to Neptune. So the beautiful thing about that sextile is that there is this capacity to tune in to that realm of the dream, of the divine, where everything seems to be either really beautiful, possible, almost like downloading information and ideas and being able to make them concrete. And I'm going to read you a little passage about this Venus, Mercury. When there is the energy of Neptune, we can expect something like a breezy and friendly good nature. And this is from Ren Butler's book, The Archetypal Universe, my favorite book on archetypes and aspects. It's amazing. To have breezy and friendly good nature, a sweetly soothing and mellifluous voice, healthy idealism in one's relationships life, happily shared sentiments. So this is a possibility to be experiencing all the goodness with our relationships, almost like seeing all the positives. I myself have been experiencing really beautiful things with my family, um, as I haven't seen them for 5 years and all together. And although it has been very challenging to get into family dynamics, for me, it's been beautiful to see how our relationships are getting even better. Now it's very nice to share time together. And this will carry on, this energy of the Neptune, Mercury, Venus will carry on still through these weeks. So it's really nice to be able to look into, first of all, how your relationships are and take the best of them, almost like look at the bright side of everything that you have and how to elevate it, because Neptune wants to elevate things. And with the Capricorn energy, it's almost like this capacity to go up and then down, to think of things we want, desire that are over there, bring them down, and then see how that also happens with your relationships. I feel with Venus, there is relationship is at the center of everything. And what is relationship if not everything that is an exchange of energy? That is what Venus wants, to attract things into your vortex of energy. So relationships are very important right now, whether it is relationship to yourself, relationship to your ideas, beliefs, ideals, your job, people, partners. All of these things are going to be very important still to this day. Now, what else is coming up? It's the here we have when the Mercury starts retrograding at the 24th degree of Capricorn. So there is something also happening at the same time. You see, there is Chiron here making a square to the sun. So it could be very nice that we're thinking about all the good things that we want to accomplish, how to set them in motion, have our roadmap, rethink our values, ideals, things. And then Chiron and the sun are there to remind us that there could be a fear of actually initiating that grand new version of yourself or that grand new step. Chiron might bring up a lot of insecurity about initiating because it's Aries energy. And not only that, it's also going to be conjoining the moon. So even you might feel inadequate, you might feel that you can't do it, that it's really hard. And for that, I have a little image here for you. This one. Here is the image of that possibility. This is like the abyss here, where there's going to be this great adventure and exciting new version of yourself this mountain to climb, which we have been talking about. When the Capricorn wants to climb the mountain, it has the methodology and the pace to do it. Here, it's like the person is just seeing it, and it might seem daunting. And this is where all the fears might come up. I cannot do it. Am I capable? What's going to happen? But it's important to take that leap of faith. Not quite yet, because this is not the time to actually go rush and do it. Jupiter gives us the capacity to, that Jupiter in Aries precisely, to be brave. It's almost like jumping from an airplane with a parachute and just skydiving. That's kind of like, yes, Jupiter in Aries has this idea that everything is really possible. And that's great. We need to have everything really lined up. And when the fear comes up, because we know that we need to give up something, there's going to be a loss in the process. And that loss might come also by the end of the month as Pluto starts conjoining all the Capricorn planets, Mercury and Venus. And what's going to happen here is there's going to be a need to see our greatest fears, to give up issues of control, to reevaluate the relationships we are having in our life and what really is not working. There will be probably a moment of crisis, and that will start at the very end of this month and throughout January. So there's definitely some trials and tribulations and tests, because we do need to leave this person that's here on this side behind. And that requires to leave all of that behind, and also to face, and I'm going to go to this other image, and this one spoke to me as I was creating images. We're going to have to also face certain difficulties in order for our relationships to work. We're going to have to face, yes, all the difficulties and things that may come up in relationships, with our self-doubt and with ourselves. This could also represent a mirror image of ourselves. Relationships are only there to show us as a mirror all the things that we're afraid of, and all the patterns that we're still attached to, and everything that we should probably let go of, where we are being controlling and what we're so clinging to so much. So this is going to be a period by the end of the month, and especially as Mercury starts retrograding, because Mercury is very involved with Venus at this moment. It's going to be a lot about that, about relationships, and it's going to bring a lot of the heavy stuff just to the front, so we can actually see it and make decisions. And I feel that this is going to be quite transformational, because as we move through this last days of this month and into the new year, it's almost like we can look back to the whole year, and as we examine what happened throughout 2022, and I'm just going to make myself a little bit bigger. Oh, I don't think I can do this. Okay, this is the maximum I can do. Never mind. All right. So as we are going to be facing ourselves through going back to what 2022 brought us, what changes, what things happen for you. Now, what I would recommend you do is look at all that you live throughout 2022, and acknowledge how much transformation you have already made. And now, as we enter that last week, this is the perfect time to really take stock of all that you lived through this year. And because hopefully you've been doing the planning, and when I say hopefully, it's because last week I talked about how important it was to plan for this new version of yourselves and do your little to-do list. And I actually did it for myself, and I got all these amazing ideas, and I'm going to be revamping a lot of my Astrology Victoria channel. And for that, I will need you to tell me, please, in the comments, what what do you really value about what I give you here? If you like the format, if there's things that you would like to see more of, or anything that I could have some feedback on, I would love that from you, because I want to bring you the best of the best content I can and the best of the best guidance. So anything you can tell me, I want to put it into motion. And this is part of my own getting kind of organized with what's coming. So I'm going to effect a lot of changes in the coming month or so, at least for next year. So that's for me. And um, so to wrap this year up, get yourself into that state of self-awareness, looking within. Take a little notebook or your journal. Take stock of everything that you no longer want in your life that was part of this 2022. Also, make maybe a column where you can put all that you already made progress in. What are the things that are opening up? Because there might have been many openings or new directions really coming. So what new directions or what new things happened this year that were opening the way for something new for you? So that's one thing. And on the other side, what things are really, really not coming with you into 2023? Very important to do that exercise this last week for New Year's resolutions. Um, take this two columns, and the column on the right, if that's on the right, where you're going to write all the new things that have been opening up throughout the year and that are really connected to your essence, these things, then those are the ones you're going to take for your New Year's resolutions of what actions you're going to take. Let's remember that while Mercury is retrograding, it's a great time to do these things. Maybe people are going to come back also into your life, so you can close chapters, especially when Venus is involved. So Mercury with Venus, it's very likely that people come back to your life so you can close chapters or move on from chapters. Sometimes it's renewing a relationship, sometimes is leaving relationships, jobs, or chapters behind. So this is going to be very likely during this time. And this is not the time to completely initiate all those new projects. I said this last week, it's not very different. So I'm going to leave you with this. And if you like what I have for you, please feel free to share this video, like and subscribe. That will help this channel grow, and it will give me more opportunity to reach more people and inspire more people. So I am very, very appreciative of you being here. And if you stayed all the way to the end, I really, really appreciate you. May you have a blessed end of year and very, very amazing 2023 with those New Year resolutions. Please leave me also comments below, and I will see you in the next year. Bye.